Okay, today we're going to make some Italian bread. It's very simple to make. We're going to use a mixer. You could use a cute, but because we want to go faster, we're going to use a bowl. We're going to use the hook attachment. You're going to need 1 kilo of flour, 1 teaspoon of salt, 24 grams of instant yeast. As you can see, instant yeast. I buy big bags because I do a lot of bread, but you could use like the little envelopes. They're about 8 grams. We're going to use 80 grams of butter, salted butter, and water. It's as simple as that. Now I know some of you are going to complain, this is not real bread, you're not using a starter, you're using instant yeast. Well, here's the thing. I make recipes for people at home who don't want to wait 3 days to make a starter and then run some tests and then they have bread like 3 weeks later. How about we start with a simple bread, and later on in this series we're going to add up with the starter yeast that I use myself. So very, very simple. What we're going to do, water. Here we have 600 milliliters, 2.5 cups basically. You're going to put it in the bowl. Then we're going to take our 24 grams of instant yeast. We're going to put it inside. Yeah, we're going to let it rest a little bit. After that, we're going to put our 80 grams of butter. There you go, 80 grams of butter inside. And then we're going to put it aside here. Just stir a little bit, make sure the yeast is in the water. Just let it rest for a second. It's going to be very, very simple. Now, we're going to need 1 kilo of flour. So I use a scale because I like all my ingredients to be precise. When you do pastry, cakes, or bread, it has to be precise. There's not a lot of room for improvisation. If you want to improvise, make sure your recipes are locked down. Then after you can add and subtract stuff. So 1 kilo here. As you notice here, I put my wets together plus the yeast. Then 1 kilo of flour. Now, flours. Many grades, many qualities, many kinds. Here's my 1 kilo. So you can use basically any flours for that recipe. Do not use whole wheat flour. It has to be a mix. We'll do that in another recipe later. If you only use whole wheat flour, brown flour, stuff like that, you're gonna have a rot on your head. It absorbs water way more. All right, so here we have our 900 grams of flour. We're gonna add our 1 teaspoon of salt or 4 grams. There you go, gonna put it inside. And that's pretty much it. Let's stir this a little bit. There you go. And then we're gonna put our attachment here. Our bowl is gonna be here. Install our hook. And then we're gonna put this in the lowest setting possible on my mixer. Well, let me move this. All right. So you see now we're mixing. You can come around here, it's okay. Now you see it's on the lowest setting. We're just gonna let it, you see all the yeast is getting incorporated. Then we're gonna drop the flour and the salt. There you go. See, as simple as that. There you go. And we're almost there. There you go. Now we let it mix very slowly. Made a little mess here, but who cares really. Here, come over, watch this. It's gonna take like maybe 5 minutes, not more than that. We're just gonna mix it. And then we're gonna take a little pause because I don't want to bore you with 2 minutes of mixing, and we'll be right back. Alright, so as you can see here, my bread is almost, well actually it's done, it's mixed perfectly. Now, let's stop this, go down, take up my hook. Now, what we want to see here is elasticity. For this bread, elasticity is very important. So you see here, if I take it out, you just pull. See what it does? It's very elastic. It's a little sticky, but not too much. For this kind of bread, it's not like a ciabatta bread or another kind of bread. We don't want it very sticky. We want it just the perfect consistency. If you come here, now what we're gonna do is say, by the way, if you're gonna make bread, cakes, cookies, buy this. This is a lifesaver. It's really saving a lot of time. So you can scrape everything in one piece. Boom. So now what we're gonna do is flat the bread a little bit. We're gonna cover it. Like usually you would go into, you would put it somewhere where the temperature is like a little bit warmer, like inside the oven with the light on. But this is Taiwan, and today is like 20 million degrees. So we're just gonna leave it on the counter, and it's gonna be phenomenal. What we're gonna do is just cover it. Make sure there's no air inside so it doesn't dry up. There's one time. Here's a second time. There you go. And then we're gonna let it maybe like half size or double size. Like you see this one here. This one is another kind of bread. This is Russian bread. Before it was maybe this size here. Now it doubled in size, and then we're gonna work with it. So we're gonna leave it there for a while, and then we'll be back as soon as double in size. I'll show you how to façonner is a French word, façon the bread, and then we'll go on from there. So I'll catch you in a few seconds. All right, so as you can see now, our bread is double in size, so we're gonna unwrap it. Go. And then we're gonna let it rise again. First, we're gonna chop it in pieces, and we're gonna make our balls. Watch this. Got a scale. Everything is on scale, of course, because what I advertise is what I have to sell. So let's make a big one, maybe, let's say 500 grams. There you go, $4.99. So what we're gonna do is take our bread, and then we're gonna massage it, get all the air out of the bread first. Go. Just a few times, just rotate 90 degrees, push it in, fold over, rotate 90 degrees, push it in, fold over, and here we go. This is perfect, and now we're gonna make a ball with it. Which is, this is the bottom part, and then we're just gonna grab everything, push it in, and there you go. It's a nice, beautiful ball. Now, don't put it in the corner of the pan because this is gonna, again, double in size. So we have a big one here. Let's make some 250s, smaller bread, because at home, maybe you don't need a big ball like that. Go. Then we're gonna, again, take the air out. You see, I push the air out, fold over, and repeat 90 degrees. That's fair enough. Second ball. Let's do another 250 just for the fun of it. There you go. Push. See, now this is going fast because I do this every day, but take your time. It's not a competition. The bread will not go bad. Just take your time, because anyway it has to rise once more, so there's no rush here. Now let's do 250 again, because 250 is very convenient size, right? You can make a nice sandwich, or it's good for soup for the kids. Again, air out, push, 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 push. Just massage your bread. That's enough. All right, we're gonna make a ball. Now, also what you can do with your bread is you can play with the forms. Like for example, let's see here, another 250, but we're gonna do it a little bit differently. We're gonna massage it first, of course. Watch this. Massage the bread. Then after that, what we can do is just roll it. See here, let's make sure it's not breaking. See, let's make a stick out of it. All nice. And put it in the pan here. And the last one, we're gonna do the same process. Take the air out. Right, and then we can do, I don't know, let's see what we can do with this one. There we go. Let's roll it a little bit more, and then let's put it into a bagel shape just for the fun of it. There you go, we got a bagel shape, so as you can see here. So we got our 3 breads. This is handmade, my friend. Now it has to rise again, so we're gonna cover it with oil. So first the pellicule doesn't stick to it, and number 2, it's gonna give it a nice crisp after when we bake it. So this is olive oil. You can use any kind. For me, I like to use like a Greek oil from Sparta. It's an extra virgin. Has very, very good taste. It's a great taste to the bread. So here, let's wrap this. Again. All right. And then we're gonna put it in a warm place again, and we're gonna let it about maybe not double, but 3/4 of double in size. And then I'll show you the final step before we put it in the oven. Catch you in a second. All right, so as you can see here, our bread has almost doubled in size. So we're gonna uncover it. Here's the fun part. We're gonna take a knife as sharp as you can. This one is very, very sharp, and we're gonna make some in this incision just to give it some nice shapes and forms. So if you look here, this one, the 250, just gonna make a nice cut in the middle. Again, nice cut in the middle. There you go, nice cut in the middle. My long one, let's make some cuts on the side like this. And the big one here, which is gonna make like a turtle shell out of it. There you go, there you go, there There you go. You make like a diamond shape. And then when it comes out of the oven, it's gonna look fantastic. Now, what else we're gonna do is put some flour on top, just to give it the rustic look. You can use semula or you can use whatever flour you want on top. It doesn't matter at this point. So we preheated our oven at 400 or 200, and we're gonna put it inside. Now, to know if your bread is ready or not, what's gonna happen after, when the top is brown, you're gonna pick up the bread, and then you're gonna go under and give it a little pichnote, tong tong. If it sounds hollow, then your bread is ready. If it doesn't sound hollow, then your bread is not ready. Now, remember one more thing. All our breads are different sizes. I'm gonna put them all at the same time in the oven, but they're not gonna be ready at the same time. So we're gonna keep an eye on them. Usually I'm gonna start looking, you can put a timer for 10, 12 minutes, and after that we're gonna start looking. Also, I'm gonna put a small pan, don't move. Gonna put a small pan of water. Just gonna put like 1 inch of water inside. I'm gonna put it at the bottom shelf. This is gonna create vapor in your oven. The vapor is gonna go up, it's gonna come back on top of your bread, and it's gonna make the nice crust on top. So I'll see you when it's done. I'm gonna take them out one by one, but I'll show you the result at the end. See you in a second. All right, so you see the bread is ready here. Now the way to know if the bread is really ready, you take it out, then you see it's gonna be a lot lighter than before, and then you bounce it. Don't know if you can hear, but now it sounds hollow. The same here. Take the big one. Sounds like a drum, like a kicker. So now this is very hot. So basically we took it out of the oven, took it out of the pan, we put it on the cooling grill. Now it's still very hot, but I'm gonna show you. I'm gonna cut one in half. See, you can hear the crisp. Super crisp, and look at the inside. Wow, you see the smoke coming out of there? It's fantastic bread. So it's as simple as that. Basically it takes 5 minutes to do everything. The long part is waiting for rising, for the bread to double in size. So anyway, after this, white Italian bread, there's no reason to go buy bread in the store anymore. And remember, this bread has no sugar, so you know it's not as bad as commercial bread with sugar, preservative, oil, and stuff like that. Butter, salt, flour, water, and yeast. That's it, that's all. All right, so I'll catch you next time. Thank you.